What's up, our Dub Nation? Rich with Let's Go Warriors. Back again. We're going to do a recap, an honest review. I love. Oh, I've done that ever since I switched computers and forgot to mute tabs. I've done that every single live so far. Apologies. Well, we're going to get started here. And I do want to keep this honest recap. I love it when I watch honest reviews of movies and whatnot and TV shows on YouTube. So that's the inspiration for honest recaps of the Warriors. What we're going to do is, like we've done the last two times, is we're going to look at pull up the back screen for you. Hold on. So first of all, I will make this into a more easily consumable video, regular video on the channel. I will edit it. However, I do need to first do the one for the Cavs game, which we went live for. And that one is on my to-do list. And then I will do the one for this one. This is our Discord server. I will come back to this as often as I can, honestly, because I want to start doing videos of Warriors news. So I want to remind you guys that our Discord is just super awesome. Now, the super awesome part is the VIP section. Okay, so that's a paid part. I actually have to pay myself for gathering all the information together. But let me put the link in the comments. So free Discord server with up-to-date news, with daily news, let's call it. Because what I do is, here it is. We use the WAP platform to onboard you for this, and I haven't found a better way yet. If you're new to Discord, hey, Dean. If you're new to Discord, then you know that it's not the easiest learning curve. And I realize that. But once you get onboarded, it's great. Like, all you do is you have these like different sections. And you can see I've got tweets coming in from everywhere. These are the feeds for the VIPs. I have one for NBA journalists and people who are credentialed, and some aggregators like Bleacher Report, and more. In fact, I want to add one that I've thought has done a really good job is basketball coverage, but they're on Threads. I couldn't find them on Twitter. So every now and then I'll find an account that does a good job. And I've also done even more to try and have, like, there's the major ones like Jovan Buha, for example. Everybody knows him in LA. But then there are the more obscure ones, like, let's just scroll and find one. Here's an aggregator, Clutch Points aggregator. So you're going to get football every now and then. By the way, how are they doing? Chargers up 13-6 earlier on. Ooh, they're playing the Eagles. And for the sake of the Niners getting into the playoffs, I'm rooting for the Chargers, plus Harbaugh. Anyways, Law Murray writes for The Athletic. I'm trying to find an obscure one. Here's an obscure one. Sports reporter dude. And for this guy, I will like only post his videos. So he might have a regular video. He might be credentialed wherever he is, wherever the Spurs are. And then he might show a video from the arena, which is awesome for behind the scenes stuff. So it just depends. So every night, and again, I'm kind of doing my sales pitch for right now before we get into the recap. You can search on videos, and It used to work easy. Let me see. Is it gonna work? Yeah. So I just type in vid. That's my little um, hint for VIP users of our Discord. And then you can see all these videos that are straight from the arena. It's pretty cool. Well, we got the one from Minnesota, and Steve Jones is an X's and O's guy. Here's another one. So, right from OKC, sneaker reporter, or is he Minnesota? He's Minnesota. He moved from OKC to Minnesota. So that's our Discord server, and we have one. We have all these curated channels here. I almost want to change this one to make it VIP because it's X's and O's, and you really get to learn a whole ton of stuff. For example, Joe Verray and from yesterday. I should mark these. We can come back to this later. Steve Jones, as I mentioned, and like at least two other X's and O's people. Wow, Joe really posted a boatload of X's and O's last night. NBA study, whatever it may be, right? So we'll come back to this yesterday at 4:16. So that is actually part of my recap. Let us move on. Cello, what's up? So let's go ahead and start. I want to keep this under an hour because I need to go get dinner and so on and so forth. But the way we do this is I take my notes from the actual game, and every game when I do the watch party, I'm actually also taking notes. So let me add the notes here, and they are in the comments. They're also in the description, but they're in the comments. So right here are all my notes, and we will go through this one by one. Now, what I will do is I will sort of fly through the first half. Although, actually, last night against the Bulls, we pretty much won this thing. What was the end of the first quarter? 38-25 end of first quarter. We won this thing in the first quarter. And a lot of people, there's a lot of hot takes out there, obviously, but I think the number one reason why we won is because, let's be honest, the Bulls, they suck. The Bulls are not a good team. And if you listen to, what's his name? Billy Donovan's post-game, which I try to listen to everybody's post-game and pre-game interviews. He almost alludes to that. Billy Donovan's like telling his team that, hey, look, we need to play unselfishly. We need to play unselfishly to the point of my teammate is going to be a free agent next summer. I want to play for my teammate so that he can get a good contract next summer. I'm sitting there listening to this. I'm going, wow, okay. I mean, that's some next level stuff, but and it's kudos to Billy Donovan to come up with a new way to inspire his team. But that just, if that doesn't tell you, if that isn't a full admission that your team sucks, I don't know what is. But let's credit our own squad, right? Our squad, just like Steve said on the podium after the game, he goes, that was beautiful basketball. And it was. So maybe what we'll do is we will, I think the best way to approach this, every game's different, is we will go through the play-by-play. And I think actually for this one, oddly enough, in contrast to the Cavs game, I'm going to focus on the first quarter. And then the rest of it, I'll try and fly through this. Okay, so we got an hour. Let's go. I'll probably go over an hour and then cut it real close to ordering dinner. Because I got the last call is at like 9 p.m. around here. I could go to the Mexican restaurant, though. They stay open late. I like the Mexican restaurants out here. Stay open nice and late. All righty. How we do this is I'll look at my notes and go through the play-by-play. And lots of times the plays are right here. So we haven't refreshed this in a while. So let's refresh. There it is. All the plays are there. Everything's linked. I love it. Let me move this tab over. Let's get it started. Buddy opened 3 right out the gate. let's take a look at. Okay, how many times did QP get an open three and Buddy got an open three? I mean, that got to be. I wonder. I wonder. Did the Bulls think that maybe Jonathan Kuminga was going to play, and every time the Warriors don't have Jimmy or Steph, or even just don't have Steph, everybody game plans Jonathan. And maybe we could talk about this a little bit more, but we've talked about it every single live stream. So in 4 days, when we have the Minnesota Timberwolves watch party, come back. I mean, I'm gonna go live every day. That's my plan. I want to go live every day, and yeah, that's what I want to do is keep talking about Jonathan. So I just posted this on our Instagram story, but like Jonathan is 8 for his last 32 from the field. A good portion of those are 2-pointers, and that's pretty bad. I told you that this is in the Discord. I contacted Coach Nick. He has Synergy. Go look up Jonathan Kuminga 2-pointers mid ranges. He goes between the 8 feet and 16 feet. Jonathan is shooting 29% on the year, and that's just not going to cut it. I mean, that doesn't cut it for anybody who's not a 3-point specialist. And so, oh, thanks, Bruce. So, like, to me, Jonathan is just going through a slump. It's not like everybody wants to make it Steve Kerr versus Jonathan. Steve Kerr versus Jonathan. To me, it's just Jonathan is in a slump. That's the number one thing. So he'll drive in, turnover. 3 Philadelphia 76ers will converge on him, and he won't know what to do. He'll hold the ball, or his decision making isn't that great, and people know this. So it's no big deal. Let us continue. So the reason why I talk about JK right here on this first play is because I'm thinking, why are they leaving Buddy open and QP a million times? I mean, yeah, we're going to see Joe Verrey's X's and O's that get Quentin Post open, but at the same time, there is no effort by Chicago to guard our guys. Okay, so jump ball goes to Vooch. Let's just look at Buddy's 3-pointer, and let's just see how easy it was. This is my first time looking at it. I go through these kind of the first time along with you guys, okay? That's how I run these things. Pat Spencer QP pick and roll, which has become a staple. And, like, you're really going to leave Buddy? This makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. So, yeah. In contrast to the Cavs game, where we came out in the first quarter and it was just ugly basketball, I'm going, oh no, all it takes is a Donovan Mitchell hero ball or a Darius Garland hero ball, and we're in trouble tonight. Well, as we already did for the Cavs, we were okay. But the Bulls here, I'm going, wow, this is going to be a long night for the Bulls. Are they really seriously leaving Buddy open? Okay, so let's go to the next one, which probably is QP. Yep. QP open 3, literally 15 seconds later. So we're watching this on the live stream, and I'm going, wow, is it really going to be this easy? So, Buddy, let me step through this just in case I run into any monetization issues with YouTube. Sometimes I got to be choppy about this. But by the way, good run through. We call these run throughs when the pass goes to you and you're running through already. I learned that from Steve. He said that on the podium last year. So great run through. Actually, that's just bad defense. I mean, that wasn't even a run through. I take that back. I mean, he's even jab stepping. This is just very uninspired defense by is that Kobe White? Wow, that's incredibly bad defense. And kick it to wide open, like it. Okay, great. So honestly, to me, not much to talk about with the Bulls, and can't wait for the Bulls to show up next on our schedule whenever they show up. to the Bay because that's going to be easy. However, we know what happens when the veterans are playing and we play an easy team. Although hopefully they don't have any, like, if Josh Giddey is injured that game, then I'm worried. But Chicago's just not a good team, and they're going through things. They got a losing streak. Let's look at this one. 10 minutes, 10 seconds, many extra passes. And Jimmy finally finds Pat. Baseline bucket, 11-2. Like, I'm sitting here I'm almost thinking, let's just ditch this whole recap. Let me go get some dinner because Chicago's really that bad. But no, I won't do that to you guys. Let's make this an honest review. But here's the one where we throw it around like 5 times and find Pat Spencer. But let's look at the steal before that and credit Quentin Post. Let's see what happens here. So Buzelis drives on Will Rich, and I've been noticing lately Will can't keep everybody in front of him, but still does a good job. It's probably part of the game plan is, hey, Buzelis is 6'9", you're 6'3". What you want to do is try and stay in front, but if you need to funnel them one way, always funnel them baseline, which is opposite in the NBA, in case you didn't know. When you're taught in high school, you're taught to send everybody in the middle as for help from your bigs, because it's easier to help for a big in the middle and there's more people. In the NBA, you send them to the baseline because essentially the baseline acts as an additional defender and the players are way more athletic. So Buzelis does something crazy there, and it's a free steal for Quentin. So, yeah, I mean, the Bulls are lost. They're completely lost. So let's look at this sequence with many passes. I sure hope I don't get demonetized with all these, but it doesn't. It's only going to show the last pass. The last pass. Let me see if I can find it on my screen records from yesterday, because I did screen record some of these. Actually, I screen recorded 4 of them. Pretty sure I had this one in there. Yep. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to switch over to my computer instead of NBA.com. Let me share the QuickTime screen. Oh, if I can only find it. Oh, hang on a sec, guys. I got to unmaximize that. Okay. The writing is on the wall. The writing was on the wall unless Kuminga was going to average 15 points and have one or two turnovers per game. The writing was going to be on the wall. Anyways, here we go. Watch all of these passes. Let's count them. So the steal just happened. Good outlet by Pat over to Will. That's 1 pass. 2 passes. Oh, wait. Sometimes my screen records are try to cue them up the right way. They're totally raw footage here. Buddy Hield, beautiful drive, honestly. He's in the corner, fakes it, drives. 2 passes, 3 passes, fake, 4 passes, 5 passes, and 6 passes here. Let's go through them again because I just remembered that when I edit these, I have an automated way of editing it, which is to go away from to automatically edit out the parts where I'm not speaking. So I need to watch this whole tape. I need to be speaking the entire time. So again, QP gets the steal on Matt Buzelis, which was a bad play by Buzelis because he got doubled and he just lost the ball really. Maybe QP reached in and got it and whatever, but you just can't lose the ball in that situation if you're Matt Buzelis. So really, it was outlet to Pat right here by QP. So we won't even count that as a pass, but a further, we call these a look ahead. And Pat gets a look ahead to Will. So that's one pass. Will then goes to Buddy, two passes. And even though Buddy drives on a fake three and drive, this will be three passes right there to Pat. Pat obviously sees Vooch leaning the wrong way, gets it to QP, and we're all thinking, oh, that's a great shot. But no. So what is that? 1, 2, 3. Wait. Pat goes to Will. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be 5 from QP to Will. Will to Jimmy is 6. Did I count 7 passes? 7 to Pat Spencer with the layup. That's incredible. One more time. Jimmy, or I'm sorry, I keep looking here and I see Jimmy. It's Pat outlet to Will. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 passes. Nothing makes a coach happier than passes like that. So we're off to kind of a slow start here with the recap of 4 quarters, but I think those were the most important plays that pretty much established that we were going to dominate this game and that Chicago doesn't have their mind in it. They're lost. And they have lost a whole bunch of games after starting out 4-1, I believe. So they're reeling, and we took advantage of that. So pat yourselves on the back. So by then it's 11-2. And now I would kind of want to fast forward through some of these, maybe to show you the other side of the pillow. I want to show you maybe some things we're still doing wrong, that if we had done these things right, maybe we win by 50. So here's one. Jimmy throws the ball to the other team, and Steve has no choice but to call timeout. 8 minutes to go, but by then we are still up by 8. All right, Jimmy will get it. Face up on Buzelis. Somewhat doubled on the screen and slip by Pat. Then what happens? Then he just throws it poorly. Then he's slow getting back. So I don't think Jimmy's 100%, by the way. He's just jogging back, and Buzelis will finish this one. Or White will finish this one. So there's Buzelis early offense. And White against Pat. Not good point of attack either by Pat. He's expecting the screen. And Kobe White easily goes by him. I think Pat even goes, my bad. Yep, he goes, my bad, right? So Pat is not invincible either. In fact, I counted a couple mistakes early on, but as I said before, it's very akin to Steph. Steph will make a mistake, come back, hit a 3, and even though he made a bad turnover, he's up 3-2. Like, that's the new NBA for you. That's the way Steph ruined the game. And Pat does similar things in that, but he goes by 2s or assist to a guy for 3. So with Pat, it's like, okay, make a mistake, but come back, make a good play, come back, make another good play, come back, make another good play. So Pat overall has been just killing it. Just like Jimmy said, I posted that on Instagram. what Jimmy said. Pat, I effing love it. Let's see. We had another good sequence by, let's see. Jimmy got a steal and a dunk. Jimmy and Pat went with the pick and roll. QP hit another three. Like, I don't know what kind of defense they had. I don't know if it's just the desire or was it just bad game planning. And then at the 6-minute mark, Guy Santos came in before JK, which was our first hint that JK might get a DNP. Right here, Pat, another bad outlet. See, so he's not perfect, but his pluses are outweighing the minuses, and there's a lot of pluses happening lately. Melton had a good defense on Giddy, and what else? We had a bunch of tic-tac-toes. Moses to Guy to Trace. Let's look at this. Another example of quote-unquote beautiful basketball, as Steve said on the podium. And this is even with 30 seconds to go. So the young guys all locked in and played very well. So let's look at this tic-tac-toe. Moses, good cut by Guy. So let's track Guy. Guy's going to read. And, you wish JK would do this, but I get it. They're just two different players. And I've been the guy at pickup where I'm JK, where I want to score points and I don't know anything better. And then I've been the guy with Guy Santos where I want to fit in. I wrote about this on letsgowarriors.com. One of the articles was my actually it was a defense of JK's mentality, where that game I was playing with a former pro from Taiwan, Conan Chi, and I had to fit in that game because I knew that our best chance to win against another very good team, the San Jose Kids at the time, if you know about them, Japanese team, I had to fit in and play the Guy Santos role. So I've been there, and I just really can't be mad at JK for, just the style of player that he is. So Guy sneaks into the paint, just completely unguarded. Again, an example of just what are the Bulls doing, right? And tic-tac-toe goes over to Trace, and Trace dunks it. So beautiful basketball, yet a lot of assistance from uninspired basketball from the Bulls. But how do you make them uninspired? Is you play like the Hoosiers. I've been saying that for the last couple games. The Warriors have been playing like the movie Hoosiers. Like, we're not that talented. That was my thing going into the Sixers game, is that, hey, let's lower expectations here. When you don't have Steph, you don't have Jimmy, you don't have a guy that can bail you out of situations. You don't have a whole lot of, and by the way, when you have JK shooting as poorly as he did and turning the ball over when he puts the ball on the floor, and ends up in the paint surrounded by 2 or 3 guys, then you got to go back to Hoosier type basketball. And so I even said at the time, I just remembered this, I said at the time, I wouldn't even mind if we lose the next 2 games to Cleveland and Chicago. Lo and behold, we win the next 2 games. So first of all, it tells you how much I know about predicting, but really I lowered my expectations, and it made me even more happy to see that these guys could actually execute Steve Kerr's system. So just looking at some of the other notes that I have, that's the end of the first quarter. We're up comfortably by 13, especially after that last tic-tac-toe play. And I want to look at this one. Buddy is doing a great job on defense. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. I think you guys need to stop with the narrative that he's this terrible guy that needs to be benched. Come on, man. You can't bench Buddy Hield. You just can't. You can't do that. It's the same thing as benching Clay Thompson, like DNPing Clay Thompson. Would you have DNP'd Clay Thompson in 2024 or whatever it was? Oh, I just realized I'm logged in as the wrong account on this computer. So let me switch accounts. There we go. Now I can pop out the chat correctly. Can I just reload and have the new? Let's see. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so yeah, I'll come back to your questions in a second. Let me get done with the second quarter and let's get to halftime. But what was I saying? Completely lost my train of thought. All right, well, let's just keep going on the recap. Yeah, Buddy Hield, right? No sense in doing a poll. I was going to poll, would you have benched Clay? And then people like Bruce would probably just say, yeah, I would have benched Clay. You can't DNP him. Man, people want to DNP Hield. That's crazy. You guys are crazy. You can't do that. Can't do that. Let's see. Where is it? 8:30 mark. Miss Pajemski. Hield rebound right here. 8:25 mark. Let's watch this. Let's fast forward a tiny bit. They're coming down. I mean, Buddy's doing a good job even in the transition. Look at him pick up Vooch. So he picks up Vooch. Okay, there's a foul. So no, it's out of bounds. I mean, no, it's not a foul. It's just a miss. And Buddy gets the rebound. And then he fights off somebody reaching in. He should put it under his chin. But they don't teach that anymore. Not even 10 years ago. I don't know why I was so excited about that one. Buddy deflect our ball, defensive rebound. I think just sticking with it and covering Vooch in the transition. I think that's why I was happy with. Yeah, he's got Vooch behind him, and yet he grabs the rebound. Of course, Kobe White is all over him, and luckily it's our Dosunmu is all over him, and or is that Dalen Terry? Could be one of those. I forget. One of those wings. Yeah, that's Io. You can tell with the hair. So I want to shout out Buddy, even though that's kind of an innocuous type play. But Melt, a couple turnovers. That was concerning. So let's look at his box score. Kind of a, he's still getting back, right? So I wouldn't worry about Melt, but did have a couple turnovers. And they only got let's change this box score. Melton with 3 turnovers, so that's one thing he needs to fix. But, off the bench, 13 points. 3 of them threes. Making an impact. I love it. This guy just comes back out of nowhere, like 374 days or something like that, some crazy that he hadn't played in. And he's scoring 13 points a game. It's just very impressive. So I can live with the turnovers, but that's something he'll want to cut down on immediately. And then Moses had that behind the back pass. Oh, man, that was just beautiful. I'm going to try and get through a couple more of these. Let's see. Here, Moses, I'm just different, right? I want to focus on things that we can improve despite the blowout win. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what you're going to get in honest recaps. So right here, Moses, I would desire a little bit better, but let's take a look at this one. I thought he held the ball too long. So he just did the behind the back pass to Gee. Everybody's seen that replay. We don't need to go through that. And then he turns it over or Spencer turns it over. Okay, it looks like Spencer turned it over. Let's see what happened. Giddy. Okay, we'll get the ball back at some point. Here comes Pat. Oh, Pat turned it over right back. Oh, this was that incredibly messy play. So let me go back one more, and they might not have even this play in it. So we'll see. Second quarter, 8 minutes to go. That's the problem with live streams, is you're gonna have to go with me as I look for it. Oh, I know. I was looking at the wrong quarter. It must have been this shot clock turnover. All right, let's see. Go to Pods in the corner. Looks like he's moving it back to Melton. Melton drives. It's too late, and Moses isn't even in there. So sorry about that. This is the wrong play as well. Let's go to second quarter. 8 minutes, 8.5. Yep, that was it. Okay. Well, I don't think they have the replay. Let me check and see if I've got it on my screen recordings. Ooh, I might. Let's check this. What quarter is this? 38:25. Oh, that's the tic-tac-toe to end the quarter. That's not it. One more check. This one, 59:46. No, 59:46 is all the way over here. Okay. Never mind. We'll just move on. Pat had a fadeaway air ball, said my bad. So like I said, he's gonna make a mistake, but then he's gonna do 3 or 4 things right, and the net of it is good for us. So Io jumps out. Io put back. Oh, out. Io out jumps Trace for the offensive rebound. Yeah, sometimes Trace gets out rebounded. We've now seen that in 2 straight games. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe something to monitor. Buddy didn't cut, and he says, "My bad." Oh yeah, let's watch one of these. 1:53 to go. So I think even when we're watching some plays that didn't go well, that can teach us about when things do go well. What do you see when things do go well? QP doing the fake 3 thing all night, huh? Look at that. He could have shot more, in fact, but he passes it off. Good read, though. There's 2 guys on you. Passes it off to Pods. Pods takes a 3. But look at Buddy. Look at Buddy. He's way out here, and he should have shot the gap right there. So he's going to say, "My bad," in a minute, and that's why. So let's watch this play develop all over again. Let's watch Buddy this time. Here goes QP with the fake. Right there. Should have cut right there. And BP will finally shoot it with 10 on the clock. And missed it. And then right after this, Buddy's going to say, "My bad." You didn't see it. Crap. They're not going to show that part. But he goes, "My bad," just like Pat Spencer does. So you'd like perfection sometimes, but sometimes there's a little brain fart that happens. It's basketball, and happens all the time. It's just you got to manage it, and you got to try and reduce the times that you do that. And even before that, let's see, we're making some mistakes here. I've got all these ones with the carrot. Those are mistakes. And even Buddy came out with a bad foul to start the third. In fact, let me see when they caught up, because they caught up for a brief moment. 10 points. Looks like we maintain it. 11 points. All right. Did a pretty good job. I mean, they got it down to 10. So we'll take a look at that, and then that'll be it. A lot of warriors don't know how to do this. Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we'll come back to Melton. So, Buddy didn't cut. We just saw that. And then we got the one where QP shot a corner three that wasn't great either. And Jimmy threw his hands up on that one. Before that, let's look at the Matt Buzelis dunk, as we had some bad transitions. So when we do bad stuff out there, usually it's a miscut, other than turnovers. You guys well know when the bakery opens, as we always say on the live streams. But Bulls rebound and then the dunk. Let's see. So this was right before the Buddy one, the Buddy miscut. Pods goes out to QP. QP fakes out Vooch right here. Draws two. Shoots it. Buddy taps it. Out of bounds. I don't know. What was my notes? Oh, we got to go to the Buzelis dunk. Okay. Yeah. So this is transition defense. That's another thing that we've improved lately. They said that on the podium. I think it was QP said that on the podium, that we're either QP or Steve Kerr saying that we're hitting a body in transition. So they've improved that, but this is an example where the transition defense didn't work. So it's incrementally getting better. We've seen some bad ones, and this is out of a baseline inbound. Yeah. Okay. So here comes Buzelis, right? And Buddy's like, "Oh, who's got him? You got him? No, you got him." By then, it's too late. It's too late. Vooch said a half pick, and now it's Buzelis against QP. Who's going to win that one? And Buzelis won that in Sports Center fashion. So Buddy sometimes has a brain fart, but for the most part, the brain farts are becoming less, and the good plays and hustles are becoming more. So that was my long-winded way of showing two more things we can improve on. And that's right here. We just did those two. And then this last one, let's look at QP with the sidestep flyby that Jimmy wasn't too happy about. They probably won't show the Jimmy part where he throws up his hands. But some for QP in his, laptop work with one of the coaches, Anthony Vereen, for example, to work on and see if you can improve next time. Jimmy passes it here to Pods, and Pods will transition that pass over to QP. Let's run it real time. He does a fake side step. It's somewhat contested by Vooch, but the area here is so vast. That's probably what Jimmy is going to be complaining about. Like, there's way too much room here versus you got to weigh the risks of taking a contested one here versus challenging and making the defense react one more time, although there's only 7 seconds on the clock. So that one gets shanked, and watch Jimmy. He'll go, "What was that?" So little imperfections, but we did play for the most part, 4 good plays to 1 bad play. So no worries. Let's see. They got the game down to, 18. We ballooned it up to 20. And how did they get it back down to 10 would be my question. Okay. Yep. A couple of mistakes in a row. here, and it's always the 3 mistakes in a row that hurts us, right? But before that, I'm in the stretch run here, getting into the second half. Let me take a look at your comments. Is this a breakdown? Yes. Okay. Dean Chambers. Hope work is going well, Dean. Thanks, Bruce. Yeah. Thank you once again. I wanted to, I'll answer your question soon, DC. I see your comments on, the YouTube channel, DC. Appreciate that. Let me put up I don't know, one of these plays so that we have a cool screenshot just for marketing purposes. Let's see. I don't know. This one. Yeah. Which one was this anyways? Okay, this one was Giddy hitting a 3, and we call timeout, and Steve Kerr was like, okay, that's enough of that run. And let me see if I can find a score on that one. I cannot. Take a peek there. 143 to go. Is that here somewhere in my notes? Let's look. 143. Yep. In the third quarter. Let's pick it up right there. Perfect. Let's see. My notes that you can't see is full court. Oh, they full court pressed us. And BP had another bad try at the rim. So BP is going to throw up. No, this is just a bad pass by Jimmy. Why didn't I put that in the notes? Oh, it's right here. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong line. Wow, that was 3 in a row. Wouldn't you know it? But the thing is the 3 in a row happened after the timeout. We did this bad turnover by Jimmy. Yes, he is capable of doing that too. I'm so happy, though, that Steve burned a timeout here. Probably had a whole bunch left. Jimmy drives, and then he just throws it to the wrong team, and he threw it behind Trace. Here comes Javon Carter. Gets it to Dalen Terry. Terry leaps and kicks it to Josh Giddey, and Steve says, okay, that's enough of that. We don't want to make that a bad habit. And even gave Jimmy a pat on the back with the gritting his teeth or something like that. I've been there, Steve. I've been there. So what I want to do is screenshot this, and let's find when Jimmy threw the ball away. Yeah, there it is. So let me screenshot this, folks. And thank you, Bruce. Let's change this to bigger font. And then we will continue with that third quarter of just 3 bad plays in a row, which cut the lead to 10, but then we turn it around. Let me see. Let's look at the share screen. First of all, let me send the screenshot to myself. DM myself. No friends. I got no friends. Why does it do this? It's strange, man. Let's go Warriors. That name cannot be found. Am I not online? Oh, man. That sucks. All right, whatever. Let's go back. I'll just try to remember to do that. Oh, I know. I can airdrop it. Oh, forgot to share the screen. Oops. Here we go. Oh, cool. Let's airdrop that one. Okay. Thank you, Dean. Airdrop. Boop. Now, let us go through the final few moments of taking our foot off the gas. End of the third. Here's our 3 in a row. Butler, bad pass. Heel, bad pass. Pajemski, 21-foot finger roll. 21-foot finger roll. It was a shot clock violation, though. Yikes. Let's look at the heel bad pass. That's where you got to be careful. So they full court pressed us after the timeout. And it went out of bounds. Let's see. Still our ball, though. So they've got the wrong clip for that one. We might not be able to see it. Carter Steele, maybe it's right here. But then Javon threw it right back to us, which again is an indication that the Bulls are terrible. So he did steal this, and they're not going to have it, are they? Maybe it's right here. Okay. Stays here. So yeah, they didn't have the right clip. All right, I'm gonna move on from that one. 5 more minutes to go. Here's the turnover shot clock. Ugliness. Oops. Let's turn that volume down. And let's see what this play is. Pajemski drives. Oh, yeah, that one. Shot clock's at 1. Can we see before that how bad the offense was on that one to see how that developed? Warriors rebound. It was an offensive rebound then, huh? Took too long, though, if we're getting down to 1 second. Nope, these are all the same. Watch. That's the problem with the NBA databases, that it doesn't have the whole game in it. So we're not gonna see how it developed that we ended up with 3 seconds on the clock and Brandon is driving, but this is another one of those just ugly misses, right? Airball right-handed, but think of you doing a left-handed, if you're right-handed, doing a left-handed scoop at the shot clock buzzer. Not easy to do. So it got a little bit ugly, and I'm sure things like this cause people to hate Brandon Pajemski a little bit more than he deserves, or actually a lot more than he deserves. I forgot to answer DC his question. So, yeah, deck tabs. Yeah, he answered the DNP questions with no drama, even though it was reported during the game against was it the Cavs when he got subbed. Draymond had to calm him down. I'm sitting there going, if I'm a 23-year-old, I'd be pretty pissed about getting yanked for Guy at the end too. It's the heat of the moment. There's no problem with people being mad during a game and all of that. It's whether or not it does spill into the next day. And but I appreciate you. And we're the only channel where you can actually type that in and have that as a comment, and no one will try to cut you down for that. So I appreciate the fact that you can feel safe to comment like that here on our channel here. And that's why we're underrated. And people don't know about this safe haven we got here that we enjoy. And it's thanks to you guys too. You're really good with the Blue Wrench stuff. So appreciate that. Finally, getting to your question, DC. Spencer and QP look not as good as they do now between now and end of October. Yeah, I remember Pat was missing a lot. Oh, okay, yeah. They both well, I need to go look up the game where I was complaining about Pat and Pajemski, maybe even Kaminga. It was the game where I said, "Can someone just make a jumper?" But I come from a background where I would spend like 4 hours at the gym at UC Berkeley in the West Gym. There's upstairs, there's an East Gym and West Gym. I would go in the West Gym. Maybe it was the East Gym. I can't remember which one's which. And I had the whole court to myself. So what I did was I saw Michael Jordan tape. I taped it on my VCR. I looked at it and I noticed that he could go on a fast break, stop at the free throw line and hit the jumper. I said, I want to do that. So I did that. Now, I didn't do that for 4 straight hours, but I would go for an hour, stop, maybe play some basketball downstairs, come back up and just go an hour again. All you do is go free throw line to free throw line, stop, pop. The other thing was that my high school coach taught that to our point guard. He taught our point guard to run the fast break and stop at the free throw line, then make a decision whether you're going to pass to a cutter or just shoot the easy shot. I thought that was brilliant. So I had a little foundation to build from, knowing that that's what one of my former high school coaches used to teach our starting point guard. And so I think of those 2-pointers as like part of your training as a basketball player. Like, you need to learn how to do that. Come on now. And so it was that game, to answer your question, whatever that was, it must have been maybe 4 games ago, where Pat was missing. Let's just look it up. I bet you I could look it up. All we need to do is go to BK Ref, game log, Pat Spencer, and let's find the game where he couldn't make a single shot. And then if you go look in the notes of that game, look at, he's been on a tear. He's been on a tear. When I do the podcast audio later, look at this. 6 for 10. Before that, 7 for 12. Before that, 5 for 8. Before that, 8 for 14. Before that, 2 for 3. I mean, Pat Spencer's on a heater. And based on this, I'm going to amend my vote from last night. I amend my vote. It's a mea culpa. We got to place Pat, man. We got to play Pat. Sorry, Brandon. Brandon gets pushed down. So it's Steph. Pat Spencer gets the start. I don't care. I'm changing it. Look at these numbers. It's insane. You got to ride this. You have to. There's no choice. You must ride it until he has the 1 for 5 game or what have you. But in going with DC's answer, let's find the game where he just stunk it up. 3 for 10, I think it was this one. Maybe it was Denver. Oh, this is in reverse chronological, so we need to go this way. 5 for 13, this one. Miami. I'm sitting there going, dude, please, like 38.5. Really, it was 1 for 4 on threes, right? That's 1 for 9 from the field. I mean, from the 2-pointers. 1 for 9. And I'm sitting there going, can you just make a jump shot? And that's when I was just furious. Well, my level of furious is obviously not the same as Twitter. So I was just really annoyed that game. I hope you guys can remember that. So I need to go back to the Miami notes, and you'll see me write down the notes where it's like, Pat, JK, and Brandon, they need to just stop shooting threes. That's what I said. Do not shoot. in terms of practice. You don't need to practice threes, like, because I've also been there. Late in my recreational basketball career, I became the 3-point specialist. I was Chuck Person, if anybody understands that reference. I was the old guy off the bench. All I can do is shoot threes. Otherwise, I can't do much. Better play zone on defense, like I'm not guarding anybody. I can't. I'm too old, right? Or I'm too, my Achilles are just bothering me too much. And so I go into these games knowing that my one job is to hit the open three. It's so focused on that. And I'm shooting like 60% on threes, really. However, they're limited. I only get 1 or 2 or 3 threes per game, but I know it's my only opportunity to contribute. So you become so laser focused on that. To me, hitting threes in a game is not so much dependent on the mental approach, is not so much dependent on how many threes you practice as it is the mental approach. The mental approach is you're a sniper and you need to just make all these shots that you're given in that little window. Now, I think that's what makes Clay so incredible, because in prime Clay, he had that mentality, plus he had the mentality of, okay, I got to play this game, and what do I do, and where do I go, and things like that, right? Things of that nature. Like, if you play enough basketball, even on a men's rec league team, you have to think about how you're approaching this game. So when I knew that my career was coming to an end, I knew that, first of all, I would get on a team that had good penetrators. So I would get on the same team as Barry Lee. If anybody knows Barry Lee out in the Bay Area, I love you, man. Like, Barry was my guy, right? So he's the younger guy. Little guy that drives, and very unselfish point guard. Kick it. Like, he'll draw 2. I'll be open, in the corner, and I'll just shoot. I made 60%. And it's like, it's not really so much, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that it's a lot easier when your mental approach is to hit those threes. So what I'm saying is the inverse of that. Pajemski, Spencer, Jonathan Kuminga, practicing threes in your shoot around, practicing threes in your pregame is overrated. It's overrated. You need to adjust the mental approach to make the threes in the game. It's a different approach than the rhythm of it. Like, dude, you shot enough threes by now. Like, first of all, if you're not Steph Curry, where you're shooting threes in practice at age 7 with Vince Carter, or whatever age it was, like, he got that programmed in his brain. Kudos to Steph. Like, Brandon Pajemski, this is the problem. People need to understand that you program in your brain certain things between ages 2 to 13. So you better be doing some stuff during 2 to 13. If not, that's another reason why Kuminga that's a low-key reason why Kuminga is taking longer to understand, because most Americans start at age 6 and they program themselves. The competition, the AAU, the adjustments, that gets programmed. So those are very sweet spot ages. Go look it up. It's all over the science, in the texts and stuff. So, like, in the textbooks. So Brandon Pajemski shooting 1,000,000 threes right now when he grew up playing baseball. Like, that doesn't really help you all that much. What helps is the mental approach. And when you're out there and you're shooting these open 2-pointers and you're missing open 2-pointers, that's your mental approach. You need to go drill that one. Don't stop drilling the 3-pointers. Don't fall in love with that. So that's my diatribe on what's happening with the 2-pointers across the NBA. It's a disease at the AAU level. And I think that's part of the problem with Jonathan. Why do you even bother practicing threes? Don't. Spend your time. Like, your biceps have a limited availability for how many threes and twos and shots you can take in practice. Go use that time hitting twos. Like, leave the threes to the guys that's shooting threes. Practice twos. It's so obvious to me, but the modern AAU baller will be the modern AAU baller. So that's a long-winded answer, DC. I hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, two-way guy, the Warriors signed today. Yeah. I got to do a Warriors news segment, but I got to log off now to go eat dinner and so and so. So I'll come back probably tomorrow morning. I think it'll be tomorrow morning. Two-way guy is, I forgot his first name, but it's in the Discord. But we go to the Discord. It's even in the free section. You go down here. I changed Tuhi to Leons. And why do you not see this? Oh, because my cursor's on the left side. Let me get rid of DC right there. Thanks for the question. But Leons, and his name is, what's his name? So it used to be Tuhi, obviously. I guess we need a new outro. We've gone back to the old outro. You'll see it soon when I do the outro, but the new outro had Alex Tuhi on it. Well, he's a former Warrior now. He's going to get knee surgery. And it's Malavi, I think it's Malavi Leon. And click on this. And that's what we signed him to. Now he's 6'9". And if you go look at the highlights, I hope I can play this. So pretty good highlights, you know. I mean, if I get demonetized on the live, that's fine. Then I know. See the block. So go sign up on our Discord. Yeah, you get all the information. Go sign up. It's the smart move. It's free. A lot of good defensive plays there. Anything else? Amy. So I think I'm going to cut short the recap. Mr. Holder, what's up, brother? So, two-time MVC, that's Metro Valley Conference, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. For Bradley. Wait, didn't Manute Ball play at Bradley? Let me see. Quick aside. Manute Ball. Manute Ball wiki. Oh, he was a political activist? Bridgeport. Oh, I got my BR universities wrong. Sorry. Bradley University. Two-time defensive player of the year. And Quentin was happy about the Leon signing. Now, this is a VIP post, but I will go ahead and, I mean, you could go to Instagram, see this for yourself, but that's what I'm doing. If you get the Discord for free, you will get the information, but the visuals might not be as prevalent. So just, it's only $5, guys. I tell you, I think our Discord at $5 is worth way more than any Substack out there that you can get for $5. Who do you think Steph and Seth will look together? How do we? Yeah, I don't know, but I think it'll be fun to see. First of all, though, I don't even know if Seth will play. So let's see if Seth will play. There's a lot of guards right now that's deserving, Pat. And, look, you got to remember this about Pods. Pods is elite at drawing charges. He's elite at rebounding. Towards the end of a game, would you want Pods or Seth Curry in the game? I think if you it depends. Maybe you're down by 9. Maybe you get Seth Curry in the game to cut the lead to 6, cut the lead to 3. But if you're up by 1, I think I have Brandon Pajemski in the game to close. So I just don't know if Seth is gonna play, and that's fine. We have a deep roster, and let's enjoy that instead of try to what do you call it? find poke holes at a good run that we're having. This, by the way, to close this out, just I know you're curious about this, but I put this also in the Discord, but I also said this, the Sacramento Kings, it's in the VIP commentary, the Sacramento Kings saying that, telling Mark Spears that, we'll still have Monk available, but yeah, I don't know about that first round draft pick anymore. Dude, first of all, hey, Vivek, we don't want Monk because his salary is too long term, man. We're trying to clear the books by summer 2027. If you look at our cap sheet, that's clearly what we're trying to do. Now, we're going to have one player that's guaranteed money on there. It will be Pajemski. However, that could change based on the trade deadline. So yeah, JK definitely could be traded. So no biggie. All right, I'm going to call it a night. And yeah, I guess I cut short the recap there because we got it within, they got it within 10, the Bulls. But then we stretched it out. They got it within 8. Melton lost the ball. But then we went right back to the BP and PNR. So Quentin Post, Jimmy took over. And in the post game, Billy Donovan also said Jimmy took over. So Jimmy got a 3, and Jimmy pretty much shut the door on the Bulls. So good to have a superstar when you need it. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Next live. Let's go tomorrow. Tomorrow morning for news. Tomorrow morning, late morning for latest news from Discord. And let's run the video file. Brate, everybody. See you tomorrow. And thanks for joining. I'm going to cut this up into a more easily consumable video.
Today he came back. He came here today talking about how he got a new blicky.
For the uninformed, what's a blicky?
How you don't know about no blicky, man? You had a blicky? You told me you had a blicky growing up.
Yeah.
You was
a shooter.
A strap.
Yeah, that's a blicky.
Danny, everyone. Oh, let's try to get Danny on. Brate. According to the post-game podium, Steve Kerr, some of them went to see a documentary on Decky with Nikola, Decky's son, who now works for the Warriors. Take care, everybody.